Greetings, students. Hope that you're doing well today. If you're watching this video, you're probably either in orientation or you're starting that process. And so this would be the first time perhaps you've heard from me as your president as a student. And I just want to say how glad I am to have you with us here at NOBTS and Level College. God is doing some really unique things here in our midst and on our campus, and I'm delighted to have you as a part of that family now. Let me tell you who we are. Let me put this out front as we begin this process and this journey together. Obviously, we do theological education and ministry preparation here at our institution, and that's why you've come here. And so there's much of what we do that you will anticipate, and it will be exactly what you thought it would be. Well, let me unpack our mission statement for us for just a few moments to make sure that we all set into this with the same mind and with the same direction of what we're trying to do and who we feel like God has called us to be as an institution. Here at NOBTS and Level College, we prepare servants to walk with Christ, proclaim His truth, and fulfill His mission. Now notice as I do that, I enumerate with those 4 principles. And these principles guide everything we do here at this institution, from the classes we offer, to the degrees that we offer, to the money that we raise, and to everything that we put our shoulder into here at NOBTS and Level College. It comes back to those 4 principles in that mission statement. First of all, servanthood. I just want to say this to you, and you're going to hear me say this kind of thing a lot to you in the years to come as you study with us, that if we are anything as Christians, we are supposed to be servants. We are Christians, and that means that we follow Jesus. And to be a follower means to go where He goes, to do what He does, to be about what He's about, to love what He loves, and to give ourselves what He gave Himself to. And when we look at Him as our primary example in everything that we do, what we find is, though He was the Lord of the universe, He humbled Himself, made Himself low, and He served His disciples. He served everyone else around Him, and He called us as His followers to follow Him in that servanthood. And so I just want to say to you as we begin this process together, this is who we are. And I hope that that's in your heart to do and to cultivate while you're here. We want to draw the people in our denomination that have a servant disposition. Those are the people that we want to cultivate while they're here, and those are the people that we want to send out. And I want to say to you, it is vital at this point in the life of our denomination that you and I proceed with everything that we have and all that we are with that posture and that disposition. Please don't set yourself to this task with the hope or the aspiration of making yourself big or building your own platform or being known or any of those things. Listen, what we're called to be, what we're called to do is to be a servant. And so here at NOBTS and Level College, we prepare servants. And that's who we are. Now, what do those servants do? They walk with Christ. Now, let me tell you why this is important for you, that you've gotten to this place, and very likely you are coming into your time with us here and entering into these programs because you've been pursuing Christ, you've grown in Him, you've maintained some spiritual disciplines. And I want to say to you right here, it is more important for you now than it has ever been before that you maintain those spiritual disciplines and you continue pursuing Jesus the way that you have up to this point. You need to do that more now than ever before. And here's why. It happens to a lot of students across the course of history, whether it's at our school or one of the other schools, is that you come to a place like this. You don't intend for it to happen, but if you're not careful, it will happen to you. Your Christianity and your faith has been for you first and foremost a spiritual thing and a personal thing, but then when you begin to study this stuff professionally, if you're not careful, it will cease to be personal and spiritual primarily, and it will become academic for you primarily and professional for you primarily. And we don't want that to happen in your life. Against most people's expectations and to a lot of people's surprise, when you come to a seminary or a college like ours, if you're not careful, this can be a place that your spiritual walk with God dries up into nothing. And I just want to beg you on the front end, whatever you do, no matter what degree you may earn, no matter what grades you may achieve, please do not let that happen. Because we are a people that want to be servants, but we want to walk with Christ in everything we do. And let me tell you why that's important. God is calling you to do ministry. Well, let me tell you about ministry for a minute. I've been at it for 25, 26 years now, and I can tell you this. Ministry is not just tough. It's seemingly impossible. You're called to do things that, frankly, you can't do. You're called to be a part of the work of changing people's lives. And the fact of the matter of it is, you don't have any power in and of yourself to change anybody's life. And so the work that we're called to do is bigger than us. It's beyond us. And therefore, you need the power of the Spirit of God in your life every single day. So be that servant who walks with Christ. Maintain your walk with God and maintain those spiritual disciplines now in your life more than you ever have before. Proclaim His truth is the third principle. NOBTS and Level College has been known throughout our whole history as being a preacher seminary, as being an evangelist seminary, as being a very practical seminary that takes the gospel to real people and proclaims His truth. That's who we've been, and I'm telling you that is who we still are, and that is who we're going to be. And so if you come here and you're one of those types of students that you're primarily interested in those practical kinds of ministry, praise God, you're in the right place. If you're coming here and you're interested in the more academic side of things, maybe it's theology, or you're like me, maybe philosophy or apologetics or something like that, I want to say to you, look, even for us, we cannot abandon who we are called to be in Jesus Christ. And that is, we are people that serve in broken context as ambassadors for Jesus. And the message that God has given to us is that in those places, we say to people, on behalf of God, be reconciled to God through Jesus Christ. That is to say, we preach and we proclaim Jesus Christ. So servants who walk with Christ, proclaim His truth, and then last of all, fulfill His mission. Let me tell you my prayer for you at the beginning of your journey with us. I'm praying that God will unsettle you. I'm praying that God will turn your heart and your mind towards some things that maybe you've not expected. And here's what I mean by that. I'm praying that for some of you that are watching this video today, that God will begin the process in your heart of calling you to the nations, that your life will be spent not on this soil, but on a foreign soil in a place where the name of Christ is not known. And that God will take you to those places and there be an ambassador for Christ in those lands. That's who we are, and that's what we're about. I am thrilled that you've chosen to join with us here. I want to encourage you. That's who we're going to be. And let me just say this to you. If God has called you, and if I take from the fact that you're here with us that He has, but if God has in fact called you to pursue your education, then understand this. It is what you're supposed to pursue at this point in your life, which means this is your act of worship. So be faithful in it. If you're going to take classes, then take classes. We have no interest in you just taking a few classes here and there and then not finishing. We want you to finish this degree. So take a full load. Take the appropriate amount for you to take at the beginning of this process so that you can actually finish this degree in a timely manner and get to the place that God's called you to be. Love having you here with us. We love you. We exist to serve you. If we can do anything for you in this process, do let us know. But that's who we are. And I'm grateful to God that you've chosen to join with us in this work. May God bless you in that work. And may you be faithful to it. And above all else, may He use all of us for His kingdom. We'll see you soon.